The bodies of these men and women rest in the bosom of the earth, their souls in keeping with God. But their spirits are with us to the ending of the world. And what they did for us can never die.
World War II. From 1942 through 1945, the 2nd Air Division, 8th United States Army Air Force flew from its bases in East Anglia, England, to attack the Nazi war machine. Its B24 Liberator bombers, Thunderbolt, Mustang, Lightning fighters braved deadly anti-aircraft fire and waiting German fighters. They destroyed refineries, bridges, airfields, subpens, factories. Nearly 7,000 2nd Air Division airmen gave their lives to help win victory in Europe. "50 years ago, when the guns of World War II fell silent in Europe, British and American allies marched to victory through the streets of Norwich, England. Today, veterans of the 2nd Air Division return to Norwich to march once again with their British friends in a victory parade. Hooray!
50 years, can you believe it? 50 years. I never thought I'd make it this far, but here we are.
This is a very special occasion because those of us that were here at the end of the war, and we were, have very strong memories of the elation when we got news that Germany had surrendered and that the war in Europe was over. Over 400 veterans of the 2nd Air Division and their families with us. And of course, we're all going to march in that big parade in Norwich. And those of us that have uniforms and can wear them will do so. And if anybody does, they're all going to hate him.
You ready?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, yeah. Pardon?
Same jacket as...
The Hotel Nelson, the morning of the parade. Will Lundy wore his uniform to lead the 2nd Air Division through the streets of Norwich.
I got to carry that one. I'm just holding this one. I get to carry the American, and we got another man to find to carry this one. Very good.
You're not carrying that one.
No, Will Lundy's carrying this one. I'm just tending it for the time being. Proud to do it. Yeah.
And it's, you get the 8 there.
That's right, that's right.
Were you in the parade last time?
No, I was not. I was too young to be in the parade then.
He's your father, right?
No, he's my younger brother.
Yeah.
He just lived a hard life.
It's a unique, once-in-a-lifetime experience to have participated twice in a victory parade, the same parade.
A lot of same people.
No, I don't recognize anyone, you know, but still, the idea is, this is a meeting of old friends, so you feel as if you know him.
Wait, I gotta take one for me.
And if you meet him once, you do know him.
No?
Thank you.
Take the lens cover off.
Lens cap!
Take the lens cap off. There we go.
Oh, this is nice. Cheryl, move in.
Not too far.
Dad, move in a little. Punch in a bit. Here we go.
Yay!
Why don't you back up a little bit? Make it
Okay,
easier.
Steve.
Come on, Steve, get in the picture.
That's
We've got a whole family here.
Come on, Steve. Let's get
All
the
of
whole
yours?
family.
Yeah, that's right. Children and grandchildren.
How many?
There's 12 of us all together.
Come here for this shot from Leslie.
So-
Came over to see you. Huh?
Yeah, I
Leslie's
came over
gonna
from
take a shot
California.
of everybody together. Come here. Steve.
Make sure that they get a chance to see it all
Wait, no,
while it's
Amanda.
still
Amanda.
in memory.
Come back. No, no.
Won't be long, it'll be gone.
Look at all these photos.
Take your sunglasses off for a second.
Sure.
Embarrassing.
So do you have to talk them into it, or do they're real excited?
No, they were excited about it. They still are. They're having a ball, really having a good time. And it's great for them to get to meet the British. You know, that's a kind of an opportunity you don't get because when they come over, they started getting acclimatized to the States, you know. It's nice to be in the culture over here with these people.
What does it mean to you to have your whole family over?
Oh, it's great. You know, they're starting to rewrite history a little bit, and it's sort of nice to have them see what really went on and be with the people that were involved in it. It's very rare that you have history and some of the people that were involved in it at the same time. You know, usually you read about history or you know people that are not part of history as yet.
And these are all your loved ones, huh?
That's right, they are.
Yes.
My wife back here, my son and daughter-in-law, and my grandson right here. And here's another daughter, Leslie, over here, and daughter Cheryl. Son-in-law John over here. Son-in-law Randy back there of Vietnam. And then Randy's our granddaughter.
He's with the CIA.
Yeah, CIA. Collecting old accounts, COA. And then this is Leslie. Hi, this is Leslie Hilton, friend, and our daughter Jennifer over here.
That's a good family friend.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
Sure hope there's no bill collectors in the crowd. We're vulnerable here today.
You're marching, no doubt.
Well, I think I'll be watching. And I think you better be watching.
Veteran. I'm the veteran.
I'm a veteran, but of a different world.
Oh, you are?
I marched in 45,
Yes.
but I don't know about
Okay,
today.
we can load up the bus.
It's a lot of difference in 50 years.
I'm going to be going up to the holding area in a minute. That's what we're walking up to.
Ready? You ready for the parade?
Very ready.
Yeah. Excited?
I hope I can make it.
Yeah. Think you will?
I'll make it. I'll make it.
Position to know. Mother.
Good morning. Good morning, Joe.
Mother.
Good morning, Joe.
Shows our age.
They'll just do anything.
He won't take you because you're not in uniform.
Morning, Joe.
Morning, Jordan. Big day for you.
Oh, it is a big day for all of us, and we're going to be celebrating a wonderful period in our lives. And a wonderful event. Good day now, John. A wonderful victory.
It's a celebration of what we accomplished 50 years ago. And none of us will probably ever forget it.
excited to see your granddad in the marching?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah? You ever thought you'd be over here watching him?
I don't know. It's really cool being over here in England. It's a really neat place. A lot of history.
But you're real proud of him.
Oh yeah, really proud.
Horsham St. Faith, right at the city limits of Norwich. We were flying that night. I remember all the searchlights and the bonfires over the countryside. Our base was restricted. We were restricted to our base, and we were flying that night, preparing to continue on over to Japan. And but I remember all the bonfires and searchlights were going wild. Flashing at our plane as we were landing.
You gonna march?
I believe so, yes. So we'll take a crack at it anyway. Maybe the short route this morning.
Where were you on VE Day?
I was on a 3-day pass in London, of all things, of all places.
What was that like?
Big party, large party. In fact, it turned out to be a 4-day pass instead of a 3-day.
What happened during the party? What did you do?
Well, I guess we drank a few of those half and halves, and I imagine we got a bit woozy on occasion, I would say.
What does it mean to me, eh? It means I'm very happy to be able to be here, number one, and just to be with people that had something to do with causing it all to happen.
Listen and then pick them up.
Got your camera on? USA! We'll see.
For some of them, it'll be a self-function station.
And I was here in 1945, this very day, when I was 5 years old, and I saw the soldiers climbing up lamp standards over there, turning somersaults to the top. So it's a great day, marvellous memories.
What does it mean to you, Paul?
A tremendous amount, and it's a very emotional time, and I give thanks for you marvellous Americans and all the Allied forces that fought as they did so that we can live today. So it means a tremendous amount, absolutely.
We're ready. We're ready.
Did you march 50 years ago, or is it you're just getting your chance now?
No, just getting the chance now.
This group was going back to States on VE Day 50 years ago, 453rd.
Are you all the same crew, or are you different? Well,
No.
Good morning. Same group.
Same group.
Same group.
Same group, but not the same group.
Different
squadron.
I was in Europe.
We were here with bells on, different squadron, 732nd Squadron.
Russ, what were you doing VE Day?
VE Day, I was over in Sweden. Yeah.
I marched in the parade here, 40 and 43.
You marched?
Yes, 45.
What was that like in 45?
Well, there were a lot, I think about, 1,400 people marched that day, as I recall. And it wasn't a clear, warm day like today. It was overcast, but it was all right. You know, we were used to it then. I had been here 18 months, and so we were rather well accustomed to English weather. A lot of mixed emotion. You have fond memories, and then some that losing friends and all that. It's an honorable thing to be here, I think. Yeah, it's an honor.
Right, calm down. Keep it up. Nice dressing. God help you with that.
You'll have to get out.
Everybody here, come up and go. Good morning.
Which is number 4, detective?
We're back again. Hi, Joe. Good morning to you. Good morning. I'll have you go to special later.
Good morning. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, yes. You got to load that whether you need it or not.
We'd like to get it done in a hurry, but as I said before, we don't want to lose any of the dignity.
Well, you have to watch out for me to touch it. You can always tell it touch it, but not very much.
Why don't you hang on to that, Jack? Here we are.
Nothing on tape. So, what does it mean? How much is the sound? I'll pop the jacket.
Good morning. Very nice to have this kind of a celebration here. And I've talked to many people around here, and they appreciated what we did. And it just feels good to have everybody so enthused about what went on.
Oh, it's really great. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. It's the first time I've been back here since I left.
I was a navigator on 24s, and I was shot down over Germany on April 22nd, 1944. I was liberated a year later, then I came home.
VE Day, I was here at Norwich, and I marched in the parade, and then we flew a war-weary home. My crew did 39 dues, and had a few wounded, but we came through fairly well. My first trip back in 50 years.
What does it mean to be here in the parade today?
A little on the nervous side. Very emotional. Sorry.
What's different today?
Well, everybody's at peace. I guess that's it.
You be at ease for now. When the Lord Mayor arrives, you go into attention. I hope so. And at the appropriate time, at the appropriate command, the colors will be transferred down to the front of the file. And you'll be given right face, and we'll march off in 3 ranks in this direction, following the Salvation Army band.
Gotcha. Sir. Good luck. Right.
Standard barrels! Order! Standard! Hurry! Standard! East! Hurry! Market! Shot! Hurry! Standard! East!
join the rest of our nation to give thanks and to remember the courage of those men and women, armed and unarmed, who brought us victory in Europe 50 years ago. Today, above all, is a time for remembering, in the words of our Queen, that the history of that Second World War is the story of millions of ordinary people fighting and very often dying to defend the way of life in which they believed and to preserve democracy and freedom. Long may that peace, so dearly won, live on.
Parade! Attention! Carry standards!
The reviewing stand is on the steps in front of City Hall, just as it was 50 years ago. It includes the Lord Mayor of Norwich, Lord Ironside, and Brigadier General Leon Johnson of the 2nd Air Division. Lord Ironside took the salute as the parade units passed in review. Today's stand includes the Lord Mayor of Norwich, Lord Ironside, son of Lord Ironside, Group Captain Nick Roosling, Station Commander at Royal Air Force Coltishall, and Colonel Albert J. Shower, Commander of the 467th Bomb Group of the 2nd Air Division.
It was held on May the 13th in 1945. As far as the components are concerned, I think this was the joy of it. The Lord Mayor of Norwich tried to recreate that parade in 1945. She invited every organisation that marched in that parade. So all the components were there. I was slightly different. I marched as a scout, and this year I marched as a Royal Air Force veteran.
As a youngster during the war, David Hastings spent all his waking hours hanging around 2nd Air Division bases near Norwich. When peace was declared, David marched proudly with his scout troop in the first Victory in Europe parade.
It was composed really of three major parts. As in 1945, the parade was led by servicemen of today, so we had the soldiers, sailors and airmen of today, then followed up by the veterans, so the British veterans, and then followed up by you in the 2nd Air Division. Then you had the 25th Bomb Group, which was also Americans who flew the Mosquitoes, who did all the pathfinding work. And then we had all the British civilian organisations, the nurses, the police, the fire and the scouts, and the Women's Land Army. That was wonderful to see them.
Thousands from the city and countryside thronged the sidewalks and balconies lining the parade route. There was not an inch of open space in the streets. The people were ecstatic as they watched. The British Army, the Royal Air Force Band, the Royal Air Force men, the Royal Air Force women, the British Home Guard, the Sikh Indian troops, the motorcycle escort of the United States Army Air Corps, the 8th United States Air Corps Band, the 2nd Air Division with Captain Robert Lawson on the right, and the United States Women Army Corps. The parade continues to the Norwich Cathedral, where contingents of British nurses, and Royal Air Force airmen wait to enter. As school children watch, the British Army troops, the United States Color Guard, and the United States Women's Army Corps march into the 900-year-old cathedral. Together in arms, together in peace, the American and British join in giving thanks for the victory in Europe.
I think the only difference that I can remember is in 45 we marched the other way. We came up Guildhall Hill and took the salute going past the City Hall the other way.
The cheering crowd lined the narrow streets all the way to the Norwich Cathedral.
Yeah, that's not what we're going to though. I guess we'll make it.
Jean Hastings viewed the parade from the balcony of City Hall.
It wasn't long, you know. The procession didn't take long to pass. You all marched so quickly. On the balcony, looking we're above the Lord Mayor, looking down on the group and the band coming along, playing. It really looked good. All our boys were marching along so smartly. And when the first contingent passed, and we came along to the Salvation Army band, along with the Americans, and I must admit, my eyes filled with tears, and I felt really silly. No one else seemed to be shedding tears, only me. But it was so nice to see you all there. It meant a lot because the fact you came back to be with us on that particular day. So if you hadn't have come and helped us when we were all in our trouble back in the 40s, I don't think we'd be here today.
It was a different reaction. I think in '45, and I was only a youngster, maybe I remember it. We were marching there with a sense of relief, but the warmth and the reaction of this parade in 1995, I mean, I've never known the warmth from the public, and the whole of the route was lined. It was absolutely overwhelming, I thought, and we were all so pleased to hear the applause getting louder and louder as the 2nd Air Division approached. So, it was a wonderful response, quite very different from 1945.
And the bells! Order! Stand up!
Last time?
Yes.
What does this parade mean to you?
Well, it means that we just went back eventually in 1944 and took back what we lost. Dunkirk, mate.
What was your feeling about the parade today?
Very good. First class.
What's meaningful about it to you?
Well, nothing to see such a lot of old-timers in first-class condition.
Where were you on Victory in Europe Day?
In Germany.
What were you doing there?
Fighting with the First Royal Norfolks.
I have a bombardier that's in Maddington Cemetery, and the rest of the boys they took home, I guess. But so this is very meaningful for us, both of us.
Well, it's really a miracle. I mean, it's a miracle that 2 got out of the plane and he got out, and you know the rest didn't. And that's, you feel badly about that, you know.
What was your mark?
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was heartrending with all the applause. You know, it just tore us up.
You know, you get a feeling that you're really, after all these years, to have people that happy to see you back, it's just amazing. It's just hard to believe.
The Allied troops entered the cathedral where the Bishop of Norwich, the Right Reverend Peter Knott, led them in a service of thanksgiving, reconciliation, and hope.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And the blessing of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be among you and remain with you always.
But we're very sensitive of the fact that quite apart from the casualties from East Anglia, there were over 6,000 of your US Air Service folk who lost their lives. And the people of this county are very sensitive of that fact. So we're particularly pleased that there's such a large presence from America here today.
What does today mean to you and to both of you?
Today means a lot.
Rejoicing and remembrance.
A lot of remembrance. We lost members of our own families. I was a child here in the war, and we can remember the bombing and the feelings which were around. And very in particular, I have many memories of American friends who were stationed here in Norfolk during the war.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Is this the original jacket? No, not quite, not quite. 4 sizes large. Yeah, I was going to say, not quite that same. And the bonds of friendship are very, very strong and very deep, and they'll always be there. And we'll always remember that. Even the succeeding generations, it's precious for them too. I was a child. I was a child in the war, and I lived in a city that was bombed very heavily, and I remember the fear of that. And I think my feeling goes back to the relief when it was all over, but also the determination that in the future this shouldn't happen again. And I think we've been doing our best to try to build a peace, and that's going to be very important. It continues to be important for the generations to come. And we've got to give them some kind of lead, some kind of example. That's important.
It was absolutely wonderful to see so many people together celebrating this great occasion, because all those chaps who are here with us today gave us the freedom we're all experiencing today. And I just wish a lot more people could experience that as well.
This is my oldest son, my number 2 son, my grandson.
Wow.
They came 2,000 miles to watch me march, see if I could still walk.
And he did all right.
Yeah, I made it.
He marched. He did good.
Did a wonderful job in the parade. We're glad to see it. Beautiful service.
So what you guys think of the parade?
It was wonderful.
Impressed.
Very impressed.
Got kind of shaky, but we were impressed. We got shaky.
Yeah.
What was it like marching 50 years later?
Oh, it came back, like riding a bicycle a little bit.
I'm very proud to have been able to be involved and to greet all our American friends again. It's been a very important day for Norwich, for the city, to renew these friendships and to say thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
We're on the way.
Okay.
Great, nice ceremony.
Yeah.
Following the cathedral service, British and Americans shared memories and friendship at a reception hosted by the Lord Mayor of Norwich in the historic St. Andrew's Hall.
Where were you 50 years ago on VE Day?
I was on my top bunk of the Quonset hut with my .45 in my hand, shooting rounds through the ceiling. And after a while that got boring. Besides that, the clip was empty. So I went outside, and by this time it was beginning to get evening. And I took the flare gun from the ditching dinghy that we had, on board, and I shot flares up into the sky. I really didn't care if I got caught.
So what was it like up in the reviewing stand?
Well, it was very inspiring, to see all those guys marching by, all the British and all the Americans, and I felt very honored to be there.
when we walked, when the American forces walked in the parade, and as we came up, the volume of recognition and acceptance grew and grew, you know?
Yes.
It reminded me of 50 years ago, this day 50 years ago. And I thought then at that time, and I feel this the same way today, that we should have gotten, the Americans should have been applauding the British people. 6 years of their deprivation and suffering and what they went through for 6 years.
I'm proud to be here and on a day like this and to remember the past. But we still have to look to the future, and we must look forward into the future.
No, just up here. We went down
Later that night, the 2nd Air Division veterans and their British friends who marched in the parade were entertained at the Norwich Theatre Royal with an evening of nostalgia.
My mother, my aunt, and my cousin, we were all here, right, 50 years ago. We all remember it. So tonight was the right time to come for tonight's events.
466 Clown Group. Did my 35 missions over here. Very fortunate. This is my son Dick. He lives in Columbus, Ohio. We live in Arizona, and he's over here for the first time. Belongs to the Heritage League. It's going to take over, of course, when we finish our tour of duty.
This show will be a show of a lifetime. It's going to be a great memorabilia show, especially with the Americans being here.
Like the first Victory in Europe Day, the 50th anniversary parade was a celebration of victory, and those who were part of it will always have special memories.
It was a parade of thanksgiving and a parade of reconciliation, but also a parade of tribute, not only to all those young men and women who died, but really to also all of you, the survivors. That was one of the reasons I think we were marching, was to really to say thank you and to appreciate the freedom that we've still got and enjoy. Oh, to me, having marched in 45, I just couldn't believe it. If you'd said in 45 that I'd march in 1995 with so many friends in the 2nd Air Division, I wouldn't have believed that would be possible. Wonderful to be marching among friends, not only in my own my Royal Air Force Squadron, but to know that all you wonderful 2nd Air Division were there with us. Wonderful.